Hi, good afternoon and welcome back to Tarot Tats and Tea. I'm going to share with you an oracle deck that arrived here at my home on Tuesday, and I'm just getting around to actually having a look at it now, so I'm going to share that with you. It came as a complete surprise, along with a cheeky little message that made me smile here on this card. So thank you, Siobhán Gannon, for sending this to me. Totally appreciate it. Now let's have a look. Now, you know, typically I'm a tarot girl. I eat, sleep and breathe tarot. This is an oracle deck, and it's unusual for me to review an oracle deck. I have done a couple in the past. One would have been it was one of the Patrick Valenza oracles, that sort of thing. So this is quite different for me. This is called the Queen's Gateway Oracle, Silenced to Sovereign, Self-Worth Revolution. So let's just quickly look at the word sovereign. Sovereign is being at absolute power of ourselves. Okay, not necessarily of ourselves, but for this self-worth revolution, from silenced, where we've been silenced over the years, to gaining our own sovereignty, being in all power over ourselves, our lives, our situations. And this is empowering women to reclaim their bodies, voices and choices. Okay, so as long as we understand that word sovereign, that it means that getting into a position of power, and this is self-work, so it's power of ourselves, being in charge of us. This on the box on the side says, reclaim your power, transform your story and heal the past and rewrite your future. Was there another one? I think there was one on the inside of the box. Was there? No, that was it. Yep. And it's a two-part box, and I like it because it's nice and easy to open. It's not one of those that you're pulling until your fingers slip off and you break nails, etc. So here we are, and here is the guidebook that comes with it. It's a nice little guidebook there. Okay, nice and nice, perfect size. It's got your introductions, your acknowledgements, etc. How to use the deck, pointers for using the deck to starting a reading, a 1, 3, 5 card spread, and then it goes into the interpretation of the different cards. It's split into 5 separate areas. So let's, before we go any further, read on the back of the box what the blurb tells us. What if your deepest pain could become the source of your most incredible empowerment? The Queen's Gateway Oracle encourages you to trust your body, realign with your soul, and manifest your deepest desires. This 55-card Woman's Empowerment Oracle serves as a roadmap for those at a crossroads, seeking healing and clarity, and the desire to live life unapologetically. It explores 5 transformative themes, and those themes are as follows: ancestral alchemy. What patterns can I release for my freedom and my lineage? Soul alignment. How can I honour my true self and step fully into my power? Embodied sensuality. What does trusting and celebrating my body's wisdom and intuition mean? Liberated and empowered sexuality. How can I reclaim my desires and express myself with authenticity and without apology? Relationship autonomy. What choices will allow me to thrive in love and life on my terms? Through her journey of healing from chronic illness and burnout and navigating profound life transitions, the author believes that the true transformation arises when we step into our sovereignty. Your journey begins with a small but powerful step. What will you discover when you step through your Queen's Gateway? Siobhán Gannon is a transformative healer, author, teacher, speaker, and holistic life coach. Her mission is to empower women to reclaim ownership of their bodies, voices, and choices. Okay, that's very powerful speak, isn't it? That's a powerful speak. You know, you're speaking power when you read that, and you think, wow, this deck, does it Does it pack the punch it promises? Now, first off, I need to get my card. Number 1. Let's start from the beginning and work our way through. So first of all, the first card is Ancestral Echoes. Isn't that beautiful? Now, when you look at this card initially, you see what looks like a flower in a circle. But let's look at it quite closely. So if I was to get this Ancestral Echoes and say, right, okay, what can I see there? Look at what we can see. First of all the petals of this flower, they look like little goddess statues, don't they? So for me, that would be the symbolic of women through time. We've got the treble clef there as well, and if we look at that, that's the same tune being played through centuries. We've got this dark centre looking in, almost like an echo chamber. It's like they're shouting out from the centre, out of a speaker. Are you listening? Can you hear me? Can you see the symbols and the signs around you? We're trying to get in touch with you. We're trying to give you a message. We're trying to let you know that you can heal from the past, from generational hurts. How could we spot a generational hurt that would be, in keeping with this card? So ancestral echoes. So an echo, as we know, it's something that comes down, it ripples out, okay, like a stone being thrown into the centre of a still pond and the ripples going out, so too travels sound through time and space, and it goes out and out and out. And ancestral pain or generational pain, hurt, can manifest itself in different ways. Generational hurt can be healed through listening to our ancestors, through meditation, through working with cards, through going for your yoga classes, it's all getting back to basics, and it's doing what our forefathers and mothers did before us. It's getting in touch with the earth, listening and healing from within. And you just have to ask your ancestors, and answer will always be got. So it's listen to your ancestors, hear the message they're trying to give you, look for the signs and symbols and interpret them however you interpret them is the message you are to hear. I think I've gone on a bit too long about this, but shall we just have a look at what the book says about this? Be interesting to see what the book says. Ancestral Echoes. Your ancestors are reaching out to you, their voices echoing through time and space to offer guidance and support. This card reminds you that the wisdom of those who came before you lives on in your heart and soul. Whether you've been seeking clarity, healing or strength, the answer is to look within. Know that divine guidance is supporting you every step of the way. The circle of ancestors surrounding you as this card represents the infinite circle of life, birth, growth, death and rebirth. You are reminded that just as your ancestors overcame challenges, so will you. This card also tells you that a powerful transformation is rising within your soul, confirming that you are never alone on your journey. The blue hues in the illustration represent your ancestors' voices, which resonate through your intuition. The purple colour symbolises their spiritual presence, protecting and guiding you. You're called to reclaim your autonomy when you tune into these ancestral voices. It's time to listen to their wisdom, your inner voice, and the messages sent through dreams, feelings, or divine signs around you. Trust your journey to the natural cycles of life. Embrace your deep connection to your lineage and the earth, knowing that you are living thread between the past, the present, and the future. And that's a mighty whammy, isn't it? When you think you are the future ancestors. Transformation comes when you find strength in your ancestors' roots. Allow yourself to grow into the fullest expression of who you are and live in harmony with the natural cycles of life. Trust in this connection. It is here to guide your path ahead. And your affirmation for this card: I am deeply connected to the wisdom and strength of my ancestors. Their voices guide me as I trust and embrace the sacred cycles of life. So I did harp on a little bit too much about ancestral healing and hurt. But sometimes you can see it in people, sometimes you can't. So let's be careful how we go and make sure that we look after our own ancestral healing before anybody else's. So it doesn't harm to help people along the way. Legacy of love. It's another ancestral based card. Look at that. They're beautiful. Matriarchal strength. Matriarchal strength. And it's funny that that's number 3, because number 3 in tarot is the Empress, who is our matriarchal strength. Healing the bloodlines. That's gorgeous. Healing the bloodlines. And that again would be linked to the example I gave in the ancestral echoes as well. Timeless forgiveness. Oh, now this would be quite a difficult thing to do. It wouldn't be easy, because forgiving isn't always easy, but this is when you rely on your meditation and everything else. But when we say timeless forgiveness, what are we actually talking about there? Timeless forgiveness for me is forgiveness through the ancestors, through the generations, through time and space. It's forgiveness for any hurt that we carry because of ancestral or what's the word I'm looking for? Because of ancestral hurt, that sort of thing. But it's also self-forgiveness. Remember, this is working on ourselves. Forgiving ourselves for things that we might deem ourselves to have been wrong. Because, sometimes we carry a level of guilt, or we think, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that, because it's made somebody feel bad. Now, I'm not saying go out there and make people feel bad. Dear God, no, I would not say that at all. But sometimes things need to be said when you are responding to something that might have been said to put you down. And you might have reacted in a way and told Joe Bloggs to just go forth and multiply. And he's sort of gone, oh my God, and wandered off. And you feel bad. And you're feeling bad. It's almost like a coercive push to making you feel bad, because you responded to a behaviour aimed at you. You don't have to forgive yourself for that, because there's nothing to forgive. You're looking after yourself. And this is what we need to understand by this timeless forgiveness. It's not just forgiving other people, other things. Sometimes it's for looking at us too, forgiving ourselves. For, we might have done something and you think, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Why? Maybe I shouldn't have gone and asked for that pay rise. Why? Well, I've put so-and-so on, they feel they've got to pay me more. Too damn right, if you're working and you deserve it, then you get it. Why feel bad? If you haven't felt confident, if you haven't felt you can go forth and do something, if you've got a project like me at the moment sitting on the back burner that you keep promising yourself that you will get it done and you're procrastinating and everything else, look, forgive yourself. You're allowed to. Remember, procrastination is not laziness. Procrastination can actually be a reaction to stress that you're putting on yourself, that your body has decided, your mind has decided, no, you're pressuring yourself too much. I'm giving up. I don't want to. Well, it might not be a case of giving up, but no, today I just can't face it. I don't want to. It's put on the long finger, and then sometimes it doesn't even get done. But it's learning to deal with that. It's forgiving yourself and moving on. Let's have a look. What did I say? This was called Timeless Forgiveness. Number 5. Let's have a look what number 5 says. Just bear with me. Timeless Forgiveness. Let's have a quick look. probably just read the ones quite a good bit here. You stand at the gateway of the empowerment, called to embrace the healing power of forgiveness as part of your ancestral autonomy. It is time to release wounds of regret, self-doubt and inadequacy, stories that bind you to the past. These wounds are not only yours, they echo through your lineage. By forgiving yourself and your ancestors, you free generations of muted pain, opening the path to a brighter, more liberated future. This card reminds us that forgiveness is not weak. It's not weakness. It is indeed a timeless source and resource of inner power and your greatest act of strength. And that is very true. But also, like I say, sometimes when the timeless forgiveness, now we've talked about forgiving ourselves and our ancestors, but it also can encompass forgiving others. And you know, sometimes that is not an easy thing to do. So it's got all about various things about forgiveness here. So you can see how these cards, you know, so far, cards 1 through 5, we're looking at this, looking at healing, listening to messages, you know, legacy of love, the matriarchal strength, the healing of the bloodlines, timeless forgiveness. In those 5 cards so far, we're almost addressing some of the darker sides of our personalities too. You know, these ancestral healings can be what creates the darker side of us, and it's getting in and finding out and doing a lot of sort of self-work. So, womb of compassion, silenced to sovereign, lion heart, I do like that one. Oh, I love this next one as well. Timeless resilience, womb of resilience. You can see that generation after generation after generation, just looking after and always being there, embracing each other, you know, one and looking after one generation after the next. Ancestral alchemy. I love this because, you know, see, that's yourself here, okay? And all those behind you are your ancestors. And I think to myself, imagine for 1 second if the ancestors that I have had similar interests and things to myself. We would make a powerful force if they were here with me now. In fact, we are a powerful force already. Soul awakening and a return to innocence. Goddess emergence and new dawn. Inner child illumination. I like this. Inner child illumination. We need to get in touch with that inner child. Find the passion that we had for things as children and put that passion into things that we want to do for ourselves as adults, whether that's self-care, whether that's going for a new job, whether that's taking up a new hobby, whether it's travelling. Put the passion that we had as children, seeing the world through completely different glasses, with passion and drive and ambition. Put that, find it and put it back into play. Shadow integration. And of course, with shadow integration, you have to be embracing your shadow side. You have to be doing shadow work and looking for what irks you, why does it irk you, get into the crux of them. True self-discovery. Let's have a look at this. Let's take a really close look at it. Look at all the masks. What masks do we wear as women in everyday life? From birth. From birth, I was Elaine the daughter. Then I became Elaine the sister. Then I became Elaine the student. Elaine the pain in the ass to some teachers as a student. Then I became Elaine the girlfriend. Elaine the fiancée. Elaine the engineer. Elaine the mother. And a wife and mother. Elaine the teacher. Elaine the retiree. Elaine that, you know, the Welsh one down the road with the cancer. Elaine, yeah, that was it. Elaine the subaqua diver. Elaine the tarot reader. Elaine the gardener. Elaine Tarot Tats and Tea YouTube channel woman. Who's the real Elaine? Who is the Elaine that you're looking at now? It's only through taking time out and learning more about me, embracing hobbies that I had many years ago and decide who is Elaine, who exactly is Elaine. Me, I am now me. I'm the person, the me who loves going foraging. I'm the me who loves gardening. And if you'd have told me that 10 years ago, I'd have laughed you out the room. I'm the me who enjoys my tarot. I'm the me who meditates and speaks to my ancestors and asks them for help. I am the me who's learnt to say no. No, I can't always be there to help, because sometimes I need to be helping me. See? So the hats and the masks have been abandoned. And now what you see is what you get. And do you know, we still have the ability to surprise ourselves even when we think we know our true selves. We always manage to surprise ourselves. You know, it's like whatever something comes out of my mouth at times might surprise everybody else, but it surprises me too. I just go, oops, timeless forgiveness. Do I say sorry for that? No. So, let's move on. Sovereign Queen. Soul retrieval. Now that's something I'm very interested in trying. Empowerment shift. Queen's alchemy. Look at all the symbolism on this card. The Ouroboros, the sun and the moon, the light and the dark. Cosmic Visionary, and this is a card I really like, Cosmic Visionary. So it's my husband walking around in the background, haven't got a clue what he's doing. Cosmic Visionary, there we go. I love that. I really love that. It's looking through space and time, through night and day. It's our third eye. You know, it's listening, it's seeing. Cosmic Visionary, cosmic, looking through our third eye, using our intuition. The Empowered Empress. Transformation through touch. Aroma of erotic earth. Whispers in the wind, winds of change. Sensual soul illumination. Sacred silence, stillness speaks. Divine indulgence. Desire on fire. Oh, look at that, all the passions lit. Waves of pleasure. Blossoming into grace. Eternal embrace, and that's being hugged down through the centuries of time and space. Goddess within. Sacred curves. Pelvic palace. Then you've got sexual awakening. Queen's gateway. Divine flow. Sexual alchemy. I'll just cover this one here because that could be triggering for some people. Sacred union. Soulful surrender, consent and boundaries. I really like that. Primal power. Claiming your pleasure. Sovereign seduction. Self-worth, revolution, unapologetic self-love. That's what we all need to do, is learn to love ourselves a bit more, you know, and learn to accept the people who we are and make ourselves the people that we want to be. Sovereign body, sovereign choices. Sacred boundaries. New earth, matriarchal birthing a new earth. And how would you birth a new earth? Well, that would become through passing on the knowledge of self-love, of self-awareness. It's not just planting seeds and growing things, which is what we need to do anyway, but it's planting the seeds of knowledge in the people of today and going forward, you know, learning that to be themselves is all right. You don't have to be the model that you see on a TV screen. You don't have to be the person that seen the magazine that's modelling underwear and looks like she should be, you know, in the window of Victoria's Secrets. You know, it's finding who you are and just accepting you as you are, because you're beautiful. You know, we all are, every one of us, in our own way. Protector, patriarchal, guardian and new of a new earth. Sacred contracts, honouring your sacred mission. What would that be to you? Sacred contracts and honouring your sacred mission. I had a Akashic record reading, and according to this reading, all my lives, previous lives, I had been involved in education. Educating the poor, educating the disabled, educating those with special needs, educating those who'd been rejected from tribal groups and sort of bringing them back, or, you know, giving them the ability to go on and live independently, standing up for the underdog. And I thought to myself, oh, right, okay. And then she said to me, well, what do you do now? I said, well, I teach children with autism. She hadn't a clue. So apparently this has been right through my mission since the dawn of time. And she then said to me, the veils in front of me are getting thin. There's not many left. And that when I leave this mortal coil, I'm going to be given the option whether I want to come back again or whether I want to be sort of guiding others from the other side. I think I know which one I'm choosing. And it's not coming back. But it's what really did it for me, because you know, sometimes you think to yourself, you know, we're all going to have those times when we read tarot, we do this, we do that, and sometimes we think, well, is it right? And then she said, she described my children to a T. And she said, your middle child, I can't, it's such beautiful long hair, I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy. Well, my son's 6'6" and he has hair down to not far off the base of his back, and it's all beautiful and curly. And I could understand what she said. And then she said to me, through all your lives, you've never had a violent death. But there's one where you had an accidental death. And she said, do you enjoy a glass of red wine in the bath? When you're having a bath, do you enjoy a glass of red wine? And I said, I actually do, yes. In fact, it's my treat to myself, my spa day, my spa evening, a nice big bubble bath, candles, and a nice glass of wine in my book. Just please stop doing it, because you drowned after drinking too much wine in the bath in one of your lives. Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather, you know. It was quite strange. Breaking free. And now drink it after the bath. Broke free from that one. Unity in diversity, which is very true. Sovereign in love and aligned partnerships. Money sovereignty. I really need to grab onto this money sovereignty and sort myself out. And the last one here is unbound infinite potential. It's like our world card. It's also, you know, the figures there also look like the lemniscate, really. So you can see this is all about women's self-love, women's grabbing women and letting them realise that they have the power to be who they want to be without having to apologise for anything, you know, without having to be shamed into having a certain body type, you know, reclaiming yourself, your body, your physical and mental well-being after trauma, whether that trauma be things from your past, whether it be recovering from illness that's harmed you in ways and scarred you in ways. Be you, be proud, and thank you, Siobhán Gannon, for a lovely deck. Now, I'm not going to tell a lie here. Had this been on a shop shelf and I was out shopping, it wouldn't have been the first thing I would have gone for. I wouldn't have picked it up simply because it was an oracle card. I'd be going, where's the tarot, where's the tarot, where's the tarot? Having been sent this and looking at it, it's going to make me more vigilant when it comes to new oracle decks on the market, because there's a lot to be taken from this deck. You know, there's things in this deck that, you know, you don't have to embrace everything that comes out of this deck. You know, you don't have to say, oh, well, because the deck says, you know, self-love, there was a couple in here, you know, and to do with sensual and sexualities. You know, sometimes those can be triggering for people. So if need be at the time, until you're strong enough, you just take those cards out of the deck and you put them to one side until you feel that that's a side of your life, your being, that you can embrace. You know, some people don't like the thought of ancestral work. To that, you know, they think, you know, I was talking to somebody about the fact that I do a lot of ancestral work here in the home. People say, one person says, that would freak me out. I'd feel very uncomfortable in your house. And I go, why? Well, you know, you're calling in spirit, you're doing this, you're doing that. No. I'm talking to my ancestors. Yes, I have spoken to spirit here in the house, and that's on a number of different occasions. But this is lovely and calm, but this sort of thing might trigger someone. And so if there's anything in the deck that you think, oh look, I'm not prepared, I'm not ready to face X, Y and Z, that's fine. You just take the cards you're not ready to deal and work with those, build yourself up, and then say, now I'm ready to go on and have a look at more of this. You know, I think this is a lovely deck. I think it's going to give a lot of food for thought to people. I think using this, I would use this, you know, when I have clients come to the house, because I have both male and female clients, I would not take this out for the male clients at all. Even if they want to get in touch with their feminine side, for me, I don't feel that on a one-to-one basis it would be appropriate, especially if there are certain cards that came out. I would think, no, that not what I want to talk about with a person across the table. Someone says to me, oh right, look, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, and I'm just not finding that I've got the drive or the love that I had in the past. What can I do? Hold on, let's get out this deck, because this deck will put the person into taking those first steps to healing. I do know that Siobhán Gannon does have a website, and I will put that website in the description box down below, where she hosts a whole load of different things, courses and sessions, etc. I haven't seen this deck on her site. There is another deck, but not this one. So Siobhán, if you're watching this, if you can put a comment down below and just say where people can actually buy this deck. I will put Siobhán's email in there as well, because it's on her website, so she's clearly open to being contacted, where you can email her and say, look Siobhán, where can I get that deck? Elaine Murphy did a walkthrough, I like it and I would like to own it. You know, there's cards in here you can take and meditate on. You can meditate on them, you can read them, you can share them with others in your little group, you know, whether it's you're doing yoga or whatever else. You can actually make a card, one of these cards, the focal point for an entire session. So say, right, for today, let's just close our eyes and pick a card. Today in this session we are going to focus on pelvic palace. Well, that could be interesting. Feel yourself sitting there in a yoga class. Your exercise on your pelvic floor muscles. That's something that at my age you really do need a lot of help with. But you know, you could take one of these cards and focus on it. Carry out a meditation. Carry out exercises, discuss problems, look how going forward you can heal. You could turn around and pull out, let's see, self-worth revolution, unapologetic self-love. And how many of us could honestly put our hands up and say that I really do love myself? Because let's face it, I don't know, wherever you are in the world, you know, it could be seen as a quite a put down. Go, ha ha, sure, you don't half love yourself, don't you? And in the past I'm going, oh gosh, I shouldn't have said that. You know, I shouldn't have said those comments to have that reaction. Now, of course I love myself. I wouldn't be here if I didn't, you know. I love myself. I love the fact I'm here. I'm grateful for the fact I'm here. And I love myself. Why do I love myself? I love myself because I've achieved what I've achieved. I love myself because I've healed with both with work from the medical world, but work that I've done on self-healing. I love myself because I gave birth to 3 beautiful children. I love myself because I've picked out the best husband in the world. I love myself because I came to my mother and father. I was given to my mother and father and had the best mother and father in the world. You know, that sort of thing. Why do you love yourself? I love myself because I chose a career that gave me joy. You know, I love myself because I've got over the hurdles that life has thrown me and I'm here to tell the tale. There are so many reasons why you should love yourself, and because you have come through so much to get where you are today is a reason to love yourself. Being able to open your eyes in the morning and say hello day is a reason to love yourself, because you're not giving up. There you go. You could spend an entire session on one card, as well as using them for reading for others. You could sit, look at this. This is one that would really get me, because you know how I am about my ancestral work. So this is one that I could sit and meditate on for a long time, because I see an awful lot in that image. You know, from people to flowers to DNA to a loudspeaker to unity. You know, it's beautiful, and through that you could use that as your starting point to speak to your ancestors, you know. So what do I give this deck? I'd give it a good 9.5 out of 10. Why 9.5? Because it's near impossible to get a 10. Siobhán, thank you for this. I'd love it if you can pop a message down below and to let people know exactly where they can buy it from. I will put your details down there on the description too. Take care everyone, have a lovely evening, whatever you may be doing, and remember, be you, be happy, and don't feel like you've got to apologise for anything. Bye now.